Hello everyone, I'm Malu and welcome to Learning Monday, where we're gonna be learning about every different topic each Monday. I'm gonna give you all of the knowledge that I kind of gather and find. Remember that if you have questions, feel free to comment below this video or send me an email. You're gonna find the email in the end of this video too, or in the bottom of them, and ask the question in Q&A Thursday. I'm gonna be answering that for you. As you see, I'm prepared because this is the first learning Monday that we're gonna have. I'm gonna start with the basic. It's something that we should talk about it. So a lot of you been hearing about the Clairs, about ESP. So let's start with that. What is ESP? It's the sensory perception. So extrasensorial perception, or ESP, is just the way that you can call all of these phenomena or psychic things that happen around us. So about hearing, feeling, seeing, knowing, smelling, tasting, okay? Like remote vision, etc., etc. So what it is, in other words, or an easy way to say it, it's just a way to experience something that is not through the common senses, that is not a way for someone to know, feel, see with the traditional ways that we have. So saying that, basically when someone tell you that it's a psychic, is telling you that have the ESP, or the extrasensorial perception ability, or what it can be all of them, or you can be one or two of them. Saying that, if you go to my webpage, you're gonna find ESP, extrasensorial perception part 1 and part 2, that is gonna give you more details about it. Another thing that is important for all of you to know, that is not something that you hear about it very often, and it's really, really important when you are learning about your abilities, is the time that we receive that information. We know it as a past, present, and future, but the correct way in this field, so people that are paranormal investigators or psychic mediums, most of them that been kind of study the parapsychology science, or the part of it, they're gonna talk to you about cognition, precognition, and retrocognition, present, future, and past. So let's talk about a little bit of that. In cognition, if you go to my webpage, they're gonna tell you that cognition is when you receive information now. It's gonna tell you about that. It's gonna be something that you're gonna be seeing, hearing, feeling in the present moment, and it's gonna be about information that is occurring in that time frame. Okay, so one of the things that you need to know is that the information that you're gonna be receiving, it can be more about a person or situation. Okay, one of the things that it can happen is telepathy. That's one of the abilities that you can find inside of the ESP. That's one of the most, is the ability that uses the most. But not just that, this time frame, in the way that you're gonna receive it, most of the time it's gonna be through visions, or maybe the hearing kind of way. It can be pictures in your head, it can be someone or a movie too, maybe dream, and like I say to you, hearing. How you gonna know that it's in a present moment? Most of the time is when we have this kind of gut sensation. It can be this kind of feeling that something is gonna happen. So maybe you're gonna be feeling like a apprehension. One of the things that you can most of the time happen with this is gonna be a precognitive dream or vision before you're waking up. All of these visions that you're gonna be receiving, the time frame most of the time that you're gonna be receiving is gonna be in a connection time. Remember, that's the way that we're gonna be referring from now on when you are receiving something in the present. Okay, so then we have precognition, right? Precognition is gonna be about the future. So that means that you're gonna be receiving information, hearing information that had to be with the future. Something that clairvoyants or the people that have clairvoyant ability use the most, because most of the time the way that you're gonna receive information about the future is seeing things. You can hearing someone telling you something about it's gonna happen. It's gonna be through image or maybe again like a movie and stuff like that. But this time it's gonna be uh more like knowing that something's gonna happen. So claircognizance is gonna be involved. So you're gonna have a picture in your head, you're gonna be seeing something. It can be a situation, it can be a movie, but in that moment you're gonna know what it is or what is coming. One of the things that you have to know is like it's during this uh time frame that we have premonition. Most of the same time with premonition almost feel the same as vision, but the only difference is like when you have premonition or premonition dreams, because that can happen. So we have visions before or after we wake up, that is gonna be, but premonition can happen even in the dream, so we know it like premonition dream. So how you gonna know? Because the feeling of danger, the feeling of being aware, the feeling you're gonna feel. In vision we know, in here we feel. And again, it's a time frame that a lot of clairvoyant, claircognizant, clear hearing, okay, or experience more. To be honest, then we have retrocognition, that is about the past. This is something that not a lot of psychic medium have the ability to have, and it's not common to see the past. In here, a lot of remote vision can happen. It's like, but everything related to clairvoyant is something that a lot of the clairvoyant ability are manifested often. And besides, it's something that people that have psychometry, they are really, really good at too. That this time frame it can show in a person that have psychometry. It's something that we're gonna be learning later in these classes. So as you see, we have these three time frame that is gonna be really, really important for you to know when you are talking about. Now I'm going to talk about the most known or the most familiar ability that we can find in ESP. It's not gonna be all of them. First of all, we have clairvoyant. I think that that's one of the most known. That's something that everyone talk about, and basically a lot of people want to have that ability. So what it is clairvoyant? Clairvoyant is the ability to see and have the information or seeing stuff not with your physical eye. It's gonna be more about the spiritual third eye that you're gonna be seeing it. So how you know that you have the clairvoyant ability? Well, most of the clairvoyant people, they have a vivid imagination. They can really, really describe and imagine things in their head. One of the things like pictures, photos out of nowhere is gonna start showing in your head. You can make this kind of pictures, movies about people around you just show up in your head. That's part of the being clairvoyant. Not necessarily it's gonna be in the same way as me or as another people or another clairvoyant person, but most of the time it's gonna be that way. One of the things that you need to know that is inside of this ability that we have remote viewing, that is a way to see something that is far away from you as you are in there. That's remote viewing. So we have other kind of abilities that happen inside of the clairvoyant, but remote viewing is one of the most used or the most known about that. And remote viewing, it can happen in the past or in the present. So I can be in there, I can kind of see in the past what happened, or I can be right now seeing whatever is going on around me. Clairvoyant have other sub abilities attached to it. So we have clairaudience now. What it is clairaudience? Clairaudience is the ability to hear without hearing with the physical ear. So that means that you're gonna be hearing noises. It can be loud, it can be really subtle, but it's that feeling. It can be music, noises, people talking. as clairvoyant, when you are seeing stuff, it's gonna be like, oh, with your third eye, it's gonna kind of feeling in like it's inside of your brain. With the clear audience, it's gonna be almost the same thing. It's like feeling that you are hearing with your ear, but it's inside of your head. Sometimes it's like voices. So you have to be really, really put attention to what you're hearing. If you are making the voices or just happening, telling you stuff that is no way for you to know, that's the way that it's gonna be. One of the things that you have to know, when if you have the ability, when you start awakening that ability or that kind of developing, one of the things that you know is like that hearing sensation is gonna have like a this sound, like buzzing sound, sometimes like a ringing noise in your ear. It can be for a couple of hours, days, months, years. But that means in that moment that spirit are trying to connect with you, or maybe the ability of hearing stuff is showing and manifesting. So in that time, what I can advise to you is start learning about clear audience. Try to practice, clear your mind, so that way that noise, that sound, that buzzing, whatever it is, disappear, and then everything gets more clear for you. In here, the one that the sub ability that maybe is gonna enter is gonna be telepathy. Why telepathy? Because telepathy, people say that is the ability of reading mind, but that's not true. Telepathy is more about being able to hear the thought of that person. So the way that you're gonna kind of know what that person is thinking is because you're gonna hear that thought. You're gonna kind of feeling that you're hearing it. Telepathy is just the ability to connect with another person. As everything in life, one of these two people is gonna be better sending and the other receiving, and vice versa. It's not common or it's not usual to find people that they can be like a receptor and a receiver kind of person, but it can happen. But that's the way that it is. Is that I'm sending the thought and you hear my thought. That's the way that it is. Then we have clairsentient. What it is clairsentient? Clairsentient is the ability to feel, not like it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's just the way that you feel emotions. It's a difficult ability to develop, and it's the most one of the most difficult to learn to understand, because we live in this world that is so noisy, a lot of things happening, so stressful. So it's really difficult to realize that we have that ability, and not just that, it's gonna be really difficult for us to really, really be connected with that. So saying that, how you know that you have ability, that this ability? First, clairsentient is gonna be able to connect with the Mother Earth, with the universe, animals, people, almost with everything, right? Because the way that it is through energy. So these people that have clairsentient gonna be able to connect with any kind of frequency of energy that is around them. How you know that you have this ability? You're gonna be someone that kind of feel people pain. You're always trying to help. You have that urge to help people, to connect with people, to do stuff, to live better. A lot of people that have anxious attack, a lot of them, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them have they are clairsentient person. Most of them are empath. Empath is kind of a sub ability inside of the clairsentience, because empath, they can divide in other topic. People that just read can connect with people that just connect with animals, and so on. So, but basically, clairsentient is being an empath person, but more in a higher kind of way. But no matter what, you're gonna start feeling you're happy, and out of nowhere you start feeling that you are angry or you don't want to be there. But it's like this feeling that is your emotion, but you know consciously that is not a way for you. It can be feeling cold when it's hot. That kind of feelings. Everyone feel different. Everyone is gonna be the way that their body is gonna let them know about the feeling that they're receiving is gonna be different. So that's why you need to really kind of know yourself pretty good, how you react, how you think, how you feel. So you're gonna be able to know when you're feeling other people feeling, when you're receiving from Mother Earth, when you're receiving from animals and stuff like and so on. Okay, so that's why it's one of the most difficult ones. After you know how your body reacts, how you can receive information through all of these feeling sensation, then you can continue um, evolving. Then we have psychometry. That's one of the most amazing uh, abilities, I would say. Is the ability to touch something and automatically know or have information that is related to that object. People that have psychometry is the only way for them. They need to touch something to be able to receive. If they don't touch, they are not going to receive any kind of information. It's through that energy that they are able, that exchange energy, that they're gonna be able to receive information. It's gonna be more like a knowing sensation for them. They can see, they can combine other ability, but most of the time, without that strong ability, it's not gonna be possible for them. Then we have Clair gustams. That's the ability of taste. Okay, and we have Clair aliens. That is the ability to smell. What that means is that with these two, they are the most difficult as clairsentient to control. It's not the typical one. At least these two are not the stronger ones, but it can happen. So how you know that you are having that moment, or you have, it's not just a phenomenon or something that just happened and you really have that ability, because it's something that happens too often. It's like you out of nowhere you start feeling food, candy, stuff in your mouth, like tasting, like you are eating something. And the same thing is gonna be the with the smell sensation. It's something that get out of the blue, and it happens often. Uh, it can be about a person. Most of the time, these two abilities always have another ability that kind of like reinforce whatever you are having. So we have claircognizance. Claircognizance is not the thing that we like what we call intuition. The only different is like claircognizant or clear knowing, that is the other way that we call it. It's about connecting the third eye with the universe, with the source. It's like knowing about everything. You're not gonna feel, you're not gonna see, you're just gonna know. Out of nowhere, you're talking with someone, you're gonna know about stuff, like you just know that it is, and the person's gonna talk to you, or whatever you're doing is like you just know. That's the feeling, and it can be about any subject. It can be it can be about situation, it can be a person, it can be an animal, it can be about a topic that maybe you never study, but you just know about it. You can know if someone is right or is wrong. Most of the time, as clairsentience, claircognizance, or but can know if someone is lying, right? Besides this one, I can tell you about telekinesis. That is the ability to move things with the mind. That is something that happened before, but it's not happening um, often right now. But basically, it's the power of the mind to move things. Transmediation. Most of the time, transmediation is something that a lot of people that a lot of clairsentients, when they have technique through Reiki and that kind of thing. Transmediation is something that is used to manipulate energy, but in more like giving and taking energy. In here, Reiki is really, really good. That's why they need to take some classes and some certifications, because it's something that is really, really, really dangerous. You are because you are giving part of your energy, or you are putting energy that about the universe. You have to have some techniques to do that, to be able to put it in a person without affecting that energy, that person energy, and stuff like that. And in the same way, when they're doing some kind of healing, they need to know how they're gonna take out that energy from that. So that's why transmediation is really, really important, to have the proper study and stuff like that, and because it's something that you don't take lightly. So this is part of the most known ability that you can find. Is a way lot more, but I feel that these are the most important for you to know because are the most usual, or the most that the one that we talk a lot. Thank you for being here. I hope that this Learning Monday is being really really good for each one of you. I'm gonna be giving the next few Monday, Learning Monday, I'm gonna be talking a little bit more uh, about some of the abilities and maybe giving you the technique to help you to develop and maybe to find a way to practice and stuff like that. And remember, stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I always gonna be sharing other information that I'm not going to sharing here, because I want to everyone to have some information too, right? This is about sharing. This is about learning together and growing together. But I hope that this information that no one is gonna find it in any other place, or I'm gonna share it in any other place, is something that you really really love, you really really like, and give you the knowledge that you need. As always, feel free to make any questions in the bottom of this video. I'm gonna be answering them. Thank you for being part of my family. Thank you. Mwah. Blessings to all.